Greetings and salutations. I'm going to talk about this topic because it's going viral. I'm surprised that CNN is just now talking about this. Um, Hold on, I need to get it together. She talking about Queen. What you mean? I need to get it together. I'm on time. I'm only two minutes late because I'm just trying to find. There was a link I was trying to find. That link was on members only because I was going to say something added on to it. So, um, but anyway, yeah, I'm doing this on the fly as well. So that's also the reason why, you know. So let me talk about this, and I'm going to be as very careful as possible because this is a triggering. Um, this is a very triggering topic. Um, and shout out to Super Slide 75 as well. He did a uh, live stream on this as well last week. But I'm very familiar with the website that you see right there in front of you. Um, I'm surprised nobody else ever heard of it. Um, I remember people used to talk about this website about 15 years ago, and yes, it's one of the worst. Um, um, you want to talk about pornography? Let's just think it's on the dark side, right? Of pornography, and pornography can be dark, right? But it's dark like this, right? I mean, it's out there. Um, because you have married men, everybody want to assume that the manosphere or the red pill community is just single men and single men venting. I know where they get that from. They get that from the incels um and also the MGTOWs, right? And the PUAs. Um, that's not the case. They are a subset of the manosphere. They're not the total. Um, they're parts of, not the sum. Okay. Um, so let me say this again: the PUA, MGTOW, incels, they are the parts, not the sum, when it comes in when you look at the manosphere, because there are a lot of married men, or should I say, not a lot. There are married men within the manosphere, uh, what y'all call the manosphere. So anyway, um, about a few years ago, there was a story in France where a woman, and I'm not going to pronounce her name and the name of the people because I'm gonna be bad at pronouncing. Um, I'm going to be bad at pronouncing names, all of that, right? So a few years ago, I want to say around 2019, 2018, um, a woman figured out that she was being assaulted, right, or being sold, pimped out by her own husband unknowingly, because she figured out though she had bruises and marks and in yeah, and other things which I will not describe um over here. So she figured out it wasn't just some, you know, uh the person who was doing the deed was not her husband. It was strangers that her husband uh elicited service, who was um who was his customers, quote unquote. um that story was a big story in France. Now, um a few years later, that story is making legs over here, because there are numerous websites where men are married men at this, um, are selling, having a playbook or academy to take advantage of their spouse, or of their living girlfriends or fiancés, what may have you. And I do believe that what CNN put out, and what the French news service has put out, I think it's WDW channel. Um, I think that's in Europe. Since this website has been, I think it also, the 8chan and 4chan um, panels and Reddit. Uh, I think this is going to galvanize the government, the governments, I should say. Not It's not just one government, but governments of the West. Um, the government of the West to uh, crack down on online groups and online um, um, sectors. The manosphere will be targeted. Okay, the manosphere will be targeted. They will be, in my opinion, depending on the country. Because guess what? The manosphere is not just an American, uh, or 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 Canadian, right? Because there, there are more Manispherian people in Canada than they are in the United States. But that, we might want to talk about that later on. Why is that? But well, I know why, but most people don't know that. Um, why Canadians go harder on the red pill than American men, even though it's bad. But yeah, I believe though you're going to witness the end of the Manager as you know it. Okay, it's not going to go away. As you know it, it's going to go away. But when it comes to Google and Facebook and so forth, uh, this is what you're going to, if things go the way it does, right? Because it's the midterm elections here in the United States. Then you might have a new government in Great Britain coming up, because they're going to try to get rid of kill Stama in Great Britain. Um, I think within the next, let's just say next year or so, next 18 months, um, United States, Canada, Great Britain, France, the EU are going to pass laws uh, destroying social media platforms, and they're going to use this as a basis. Now, YouTube already lost a lawsuit. Facebook already lost a lawsuit already, so it will be easier for the government to come in. These governments collectively are in the individual, to come up in there and do what they need to do, to their best, according to their laws, what needs to be done. And back then, I said this to y'all back then, right? Y'all focus on the wrong things. Y'all focus on being sexual deviant. Um, y'all don't view women as a y'all view women. No, let me say it in a better way. Y'all view women as an appendage rather than a fully functional person of their own agency. And because you keep on viewing women as a appendage and not as an individual, you're backing yourself into a corner legally, spiritually, politically, and whatever else you want to fill in the blank. You see, you as men, I'm going to say, are responsible because you're not entitled to women. You're not entitled to sex. You're not entitled to um again, I'm not gonna play the video, by the way. I'm not gonna play this video because it's triggering. It is. But you're not entitled to sex. You're not entitled to, and I wish DJ Witch Doctor would have had that video off members only, because my conversation with Jay Prince on Friday night, or I should say Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday night. It demonstrate why I want the manosphere to be gone, and why a certain mindset need to uh okay, you want me to play the video? Okay. Okay, you can play the video. It's gonna be triggering. So anyway, let me go over here. And I'm trying to I don't want that word to be passed up. Let me go ahead and play the word.
But he doesn't know who I am because I've been undercover posing as a man.
2 years ago, the world was shocked by the case of Dominic Pellico.
Dominic Pellico admitted to recruiting
enlisting
a French man who drugged his wife and invited dozens to rape her. For almost a decade, he secretly dosed her drinks and sexually assaulted her. A months-long investigation has revealed he was far from unique.
These communities exist and continue to feed off what happened to you.
Pellico is not an outlier.
What's your emergency?
using our son's sleeping medication.
He's been drugged.
The bedroom isn't safe. The bed is not safe.
We infiltrated a vast international network hiding in plain sight. And it led us to the same room as a man who said he was drugging and raping his wife.
I think he's going to be at this restaurant nearby. I think I'll be able to pick him out.
Yeah. There's a reason why I really kind of squeamish on playing the video because that R word keep popping up, and I'm trying to go around that R word, and so anyway, so you just go ahead and play it.
But it is going to be quite unnerving being in the same room as him.
That's him. I recognize him.
Emergency?
Borderline connecting.
Go ahead, call. What's your emergency? I've just heard from my daughter. She's on her own in a house with 4 children and has just learned she's been drugged with her son's sleeping medicine.
We worry about who's coming behind us, walking down the street. We worry about going to our car late at night, but we don't worry about who we lie next to. I didn't realise I had to.
Zoe Watts may never know if the videos her husband made of her being raped were ever uploaded online. But huge numbers of videos are being posted by users who claim it's non-consensual. One website profiting from this is motherless.com.
Yes, yes, yes. This is the website. Um, this is the website that Super Slide was talking about, and and I'm surprised nobody else heard this website. I remember this website, right? When you go into porn, right? When you watch pornographic material, this is one of the worst pornographic websites imaginable. Um, I thought they closed this website down years ago. I'm surprised that website's still up after um, you know uh, Anyway, the thing is, right? Um, this is anyway. Let me go ahead.
Last year, we began investigating a porn site that gets over 60 million visits a month, focusing on the thousands of videos featuring women who appear unconscious during sex acts. It's home to over 20,000 videos of so-called sleep content, with hundreds of thousands of views. One popular hashtag is iCheck, a way of proving a woman is asleep. We created a fake name and soon got into a private Telegram group that's dedicated to sharing sleep content with almost 1,000 members.
So some person will say, oh, I'm thinking about drugging my wife tonight. Someone is like, great idea, you should give her this.
The Telegram conversation makes it real. It feels like it's all happening there, and that you're fearful of someone actually turning on their webcam and showing you, their wife there and then.
Survivors of these assaults, like Zoe, often spend months or years trying to rationalize what's happening to them. She met her husband when she was 17. He's now serving 11 years for rape, sexual assault by penetration, and drugging.
On the face of it, and certainly to the public, he did seem Mr. Perfect, but there was an undercurrent.
So I want to hear from certain individuals. Oh, it's just single men who can't get laid. I don't want to hear the rim bro argument. What you hear is married men doing the same thing that society would say that single men are doing. That our single men are less innocent than their married counterpart. So I don't want to hear no Sharon or niggas like Sharon or what's his name, E the man try to tell you about being married. Or that'll stop you from doing this. No, it won't. It will stop men from doing this. No, it won't. Being married is just a title. It's not going to stop you. It's not going to stop this woman or whoever in this marriage to do whatever dark and disgusting deed that they may have. Hold on, I heard a dude say it's better to be rated. Yeah. I think I know who you referring to who said that. Yeah, as if her agent doesn't matter because she said I do. Right, right. Right. Anyway, we keep it moving.
Throughout the marriage.
She had no reason to suspect that he'd been raping her for what she now believes was 10 years. Then one Sunday, after church, he confessed to crushing pills into her drink.
He reeled off a list of his wrongdoings to me as if it was, a shopping list.
Can I ask a question, and you don't have to answer? You know what? No, it's best not me to ask. It's best not me to ask. Let me just keep it moving.
I've done this, and this. I've been using our son's sleeping medication to put in your last cup of tea at night to tie you down, take photographs, and rape you. And I think I just went into shock. I became ill, very ill, and had lost weight and couldn't really leave the house. I found it. I don't think I knew how to be around people at that time because I felt so broken.
Zoe kept the abuse secret for a few months as she grappled with what had happened to her, speaking out only after a severe panic attack. Her mother then called the police.
There were some times that I thought, this isn't right. But what would it mean? What would our family look like? Their children would be without a dad, and there would be a reputation. My boys would grow up having a reputation, and they'd know what their dad was doing.
I've noticed you haven't used the word rape a lot.
No.
Tell me why.
It just doesn't. I don't know. It's like one of those things, really. I struggle with that, to say that that's what's happened. It's like people can say it to me, but I just don't think. Whew.
You're not alone.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play the rest of this. This is not. I ain't. What I am saying is, right. And I'm not gonna be very long, right. Like I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you, but after talking to Jay Prince the other night, um, and listen to what the bullshit he was saying, I can't just sit there and say, well, it's just and a lot of people just sitting there allowing him to talk, and I'm the only one going at Jay Prince Saturday night. But I'm the problem. That's why I don't like y'all like that. I really don't. I'm just gonna be truthful. I really don't like most people in the sector, because some things are allowed to get away with. And I wish that video was not on members only, because if y'all would have heard what Jay Prince told me. Um, the more she said cousin, the more I put it in. That came out of his mouth. Anyway. You just no, we're talking about I'm talking about what is accepted. TD, what is accepted, and what's been allowed. The idea of you're entitled to have it. You're entitled to pussy. You're entitled to sex. That's the point. And people think what people are saying on these panels are jokes. Anyway.
We messaged with multiple users across the US, the UK, France, Brazil, and beyond, who mostly communicated in English. I connected on Motherless with a user who was selling liquid sedatives. Over Telegram, he told me he was running a business, shipping it worldwide. A bottle costs $175.
He's just answered. There's no taste in it, and your wife will not feel anything and will not remember anything. Now he gives instructions on how to use it.
One day, a man in the group we're calling Piotr, not his real name, asked, "Is anyone awake?" I replied, and soon he DM'd me. Without encouraging him, I tried to find out how he was managing to do this. Who was he? Where was he? As he continued to share his experience with me, hundreds of users in the group were also coaching one another on how to sedate their partners. Liquids, pills, step-by-step instructions from dozens of drugs to exact dosages were all in the chat. Many of them everyday medicines. Even when women come forward, proving it can be nearly impossible. Some drugs leave the body within 12 hours. Survivors often only realize much later what happened. And even with the courage to speak out, there are still countless roadblocks when it comes to reporting to police or bringing a legal case. Amanda Stanhope didn't know her partner had been abusing her for 5 years.
What were some of the physical signs?
I'd wake up on a towel that wasn't there when I went to bed. And sometimes I'd go to bed with, I'd remember wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and they wouldn't be there when I woke up the next morning. I often found lots of bruises on my body that
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. It's a whole world. Yeah. It's a crime network going on. Yeah. That's why, Lon, I really am not. I might not finish this uh video though. I'll move on to, yeah. So yeah.
hadn't been there previously.
Her former partner was charged with multiple counts of rape and sexual assault.
The police had to look through all these videos.
And what did they make of them?
The one where I was absolutely horrified, and he'd performed a sexual act on my face whilst I was unconscious, and it was completely clear. And the police looked at this one, and I thought, there's the evidence. And the police said to me, well, we can't use that. That isn't clear evidence because it looks like you're pretending to be asleep.
In England, where survivors Amanda and Zoe live, nearly a quarter of sexual assault victims are assaulted while unconscious or asleep, and that number has risen over the last decade. Amanda's ex took his own life before the case could go to court. She's still piecing her life back together, and the shock of learning about group chats where this kind of abuse continues hasn't faded.
Instantly, my whole body goes and my hands start shaking. I don't even have a word for it. That it's being glorified. And
Yeah.
men
Come up
teaching
if you want.
others
Come up if you
how
need.
to do this. And they're doing this to the people they say they love.
It is
It's
a nerve.
beyond evil.
That's why I'm not
While
gonna
survivors may not remember the videos being filmed, men in the Telegram groups we tracked are making money from them, selling clips and live streams for as little as $20.
Hold on, $20, man. Wouldn't it be better to go on OnlyFans? And OnlyFans is $2.99, $3.99, depending on the person. Wait a minute, it's $20. You rather $20 to grape somebody when the OnlyFans is $2.99, $3.99, $6.99. How stupid can you be? Go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, you should play this video. I know it's uncomfortable and it can be triggering, but women need to know what the hell's going on. Cause
But
I
it's
never
not.
would have thought that.
But it's not my place. It's
What
not
you
my place.
mean? You talking
It's
about it,
not.
ain't you?
Yeah, but I'm talking about what the outcomes might be. Not talking about the case itself.
You ain't got to
Um,
talk about the case itself. The women that are watching this need to see this. The women that are in this space that keep going getting in these niggas' faces need to see this. Because in most of these people's mind, they think that this shit is entertainment, not realizing that while some of these men are grifting for money, a lot of them that are consuming this content think this way and will do this shit. There
well,
could very well be some woman in the space that's going through this shit and has no idea, having the same symptoms that some of these women are talking about and not know that it's happening to them.
hmm
So just because it's uncomfortable, it don't mean to run away from it. Sometimes life is uncomfortable.
but what I'm saying is, I as a heterosexual man,
Hmm.
uh, I don't think this is my place to talk about uh in this manner about this topic. I'm just going to talk about what the original intent was. Talk about the what will be the outcomes of stories like this.
And do
And
you think that the
what
women that are in these spaces deserve a level of awareness as well?
do they deserve it? I mean, yeah,
And
but
that's why I'm saying play these women's stories as well.
yeah, but I'm also going to talk about the pendulum is going to swing the other way. That because if you look in the links in that I have in the description box, because I was going to talk
Mhm.
about the one woman got on there saying that all men are going to be are to blame. So if you look at the title of this live stream, I said, well, young men are going to be targets. See, I look at this from a position of looking at the pendulum, right?
Mhm.
We get to a point where it go to the extremes where everybody is being caught up, and then when the swindler goes back the other way, well, all people of okay, let me put it like this: everybody is to blame if the pendulum swing to the right. Everybody on the left is bad. When the pendulum swing to the right, everybody on the left is bad. The pendulum needs to be fair, and with what I see, right? Even though you might want to get rid of the manosphere and get rid of in all in these red pill groups and such, you might caught up uh young men, young boys has nothing to do with this.
But that's the problem
According to
because
the rhetoric, that's in
and
the other
the
video.
rhetoric is never going to change. If you want things to be balanced, you have to tell a balanced story. Not telling these women stories because it's uncomfortable is not a balanced story. Because I've sat in these conversations long enough to see that it's a one-sided thing, and a lot of these men feel like they are entitled to do the things that they doing. So if you're not telling a holistic story, you're not gonna get a holistic outcome. You only gonna get a one-sided outcome. Yeah, it's uncomfortable,
Hmm
but it's not a one-sided story. Behind these men doing these things is a lot of women that are hurt. It's a lot of women that put their trust in their husband, and look what happened to them.
hmm
This is the other side of a story of women saying, I perceive men to be dangerous. Well, why would you say such a thing? Because of things like this. The other side of the story is very rarely spoken about in these spaces, and that's problematic.
But see, but I also, okay, when somebody said I perceive women to be dangerous because of false allegations, what happened to Brian Banks, what happened to the guy in Houston, who had overpaid his child support.
So here's the
I mean,
thing though. Do you see a Brian Banks or whatever on a daily basis? Because
no,
every
but
day,
I having worked in the criminal justice system at one point. I
but
mean, I
every
mean,
day,
there is a possibility.
every day, I can find a news story of a man violating a woman, of a man killing a woman. Every day.
Uh-huh.
Every day. And the only places, and I would think that if the Manosphere originally was supposed to be a space for men to be better men, there is they don't have conversations about how this type of behavior is unacceptable. They have conversations about how it's their right to dominate women, how a woman should follow a man's lead without question. A man should be able to do whatever the hell it is that he wants to. All of that is violent messaging, according directed toward women.
Hmm.
Showing this video provides the other half of the story as to why their messaging needs to be changing if you're really trying to create better men. Showing this side of the story explains why the manosphere is a dangerous place. It's not just an opinion at that point, because now you are showing why people are saying these things. If you get more men
Hmm.
speaking against this type of behavior, that's how you combat those statements that all men are doing this. But when most of the men will never touch this or won't show these stories or talk about it, that's justification for those women that feel like all men are dangerous to continue to feel that way and spew that sort of rhetoric. And that's why I'm telling you to play this video. Because people need to see it. The likelihood that they're going to go look up this on their own is slim to none. Because they think that this degenerate ass behavior is something to be entertained by, something to laugh at. It's not funny. It's not funny when you ask a woman for her hand in marriage. Take her from her mother's house, her father's house, her parents' house. Promise that you're going to take care of her and cherish her, and then you turn around and violate her like this.
Hmm.
That's not okay at all. I don't think most fathers, matter of fact, most girl dads teach their daughters to not trust men. They teach them that. Because why? They're being themselves. They know what the hell's going on. So I don't think a man that would give another man permission to take his daughter out of his home expects for this man to do this type of shit to his daughter.
Hmm.
But these things aren't discussed.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying playing the video, because these people probably ain't gonna get this nowhere else but from you, except for the few people. And then the other part is, even the women in the space, very few of them, if any, are going to put this up and talk about it publicly.
Hmm.
They may talk about it with each other. They may talk about it behind the scenes. They're not gonna publicly get up here and talk about that. That's another part of the problem. It's too much male pandering and shit and not addressing some real issues. Because this is a problem. And while I did see TD comment that it's a specific group of men, but it's only a matter of time before them faces get a little darker. Because we know we
I
have an
mean,
issue with
I,
black men coveting the the space that they think the white man got. It's only a matter of time before they follow in the same footsteps. It needs to be discussed.
I guess, I guess TD also forgot about P Diddy. I guess he forgot about P Diddy, and you know that happened a year or so
That's
ago. You know,
another
so it's not
thing
that
that I
far
have
off.
seen. I have seen black men get up here and dismiss the stuff that P. Diddy did as if it didn't happen, or they was trying to railroad him, or he got the short end of the stick while these people didn't get anything. Like, what he did is unacceptable. Period.
Hmm. I get Queen's point, and with this channel, Big J isn't doing it to push an agenda or to pander. That's what I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to pander, right? I'm not trying to um seem like on some uh you know what it's very difficult, you know, because I have a problem with people who pander and then they blame the self-hating men who will take this and run with it. That's also another problem I have with this space. Anyway, um, it's better to be here than anywhere. So it's better here than anywhere else.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because,
Okay,
like, these other people is not going to cover this in a way that needs to be taken seriously. This shit needs to be
okay,
looked at seriously. This is the type of shit that this space is producing. It's not producing men that are going out here making change in the world. That's not what's happening. Well, the few men that are making change in the world are making changes in very negative ways.
okay. Well, all right. Well, let's go and continue this then.
You're hearing a woman snoring in a clip from a live stream advertised in this group as a way to entice users to pay for more. The user claimed it was his wife who was asleep and who he was about to rape. Processing this kind of material raises a nearly unanswerable question. Why do some men encourage these crimes while others go on to commit them? A psychologist who assessed dozens of the defendants in the Pellico case thinks they were motivated by fantasies of domination, fueled by a culture that to this day treats many women as objects to be controlled. The immense trauma can leave survivors feeling like their identity has all but vanished, with what remains of it shaped only by the abuse. Rebuilding trust in themselves and others is a long road.
Allora, all'inizio del video io sdraiata sul divano, già incosciente, e lui con questo bicchierino di Montenegro mette una siringa dentro, aspira e me la mette in bocca. Avrà fatto per una ventina di volte. Le persone più subdole sono quelle più vicine a te, proprio quelle con cui abiti. Non ti puoi veramente fidare di nessuno. Secondo me è stato autodidatta proprio. Si è informato tramite internet.
Valentina is a mother of two who asked us not to use her real name. We've distorted her voice to protect her identity. Her husband was sentenced to 8 years in prison for multiple aggravated sexual assaults.
Per quanto tu possa essere menefreghista, ce l'hai sempre lì a lato. Basta un letto, basta una telecamera, un profumo differente che da quel giorno lì sicuramente è cambiato anche qualcosa in me. Per quanto io possa essere magari felice e sorridente fuori, poi torno a casa e devo comunque fare a fare amicizia con i miei incubi che sono sempre dietro la porta.
While talking to survivors, the man I was DMing continued to message and send me videos. The next day, Piotr wrote that he hadn't put his wife to sleep in some time, as the doctor didn't want to prescribe any more sleeping pills, but he continued to send photos. We don't know when they were taken.
It's made me even more determined to try and meet him.
You know, I wonder, uh, is there going to be some laws change, or for pharmaceutical companies? I wonder there going to be some lawsuits with pharmaceutical companies and who deliver or ship out these medications.
Mm.
You know,
What they-
because you got NyQuil, right?
Yeah.
NyQuil can put you to sleep, right? So what about NyQuil, some cough syrup, things like what's the I don't know if Benadryl put you to sleep. Well, Benadryl used to put me to sleep, right? So I want to know if they're going to take these medications, right? These on over the counter. I want they going to put it in the back now.
I
It,
mean,
it,
they ain't put it in the back when people was making dope. They just limited the amount that you could get. And I don't even know how they was getting it in them European countries. Oh, they said the doctors didn't want to prescribe it because they don't sell that stuff over the counter in Europe.
uh-huh.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
to get pain medicine and all that type of stuff from a doctor over there.
Okay. 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 I'm just wondering. I mean, if this is widespread, I'm scared that they're going to. Well, that's the wrong word. That they're going to take away. Uh, like over here in the states, like they're going to use it to take away people's medications, over over the counter medications, put it in the back. Um, let me say this: not all the time, though, George. Not all the time, George. Nyquil. You don't have to show ID for Nyquil. I'm just I mean, or Benadryl. You know. Anyway, just keep it moving. I'm just wondering, what will happen to that if since all these medications is putting people to sleep and drugging them like almost like clay ludes and stuff. So anyway,
But yeah, because they said that this is medical.
In person.
you said
I
what?
was saying, I said, because they were saying that this is regular medicine. You can get. I ain't know that some could knock you out that much that somebody can be on your body and you wouldn't know it. That's crazy.
But I'm trying to figure out like that first woman or was the second woman, the one in England, right? I'm just trying to figure out, and man, I don't want to sound insensitive, but how you hadn't feel anything? I mean, um, I'm just saying you ain't feeling anything, feeling any pressure or anything. I mean, something that was going on like that. I mean, the morning after. I'm just saying. I don't. You know what? It's
But
best
she
not.
said she was waking up with bruises and stuff, but she didn't know how she was getting them. And I
No, no, no,
believe,
no, no. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the other one. Yeah, I was just like, I just like. I'm not discounting her, right? I'm not being dismissive.
mhm.
I'm just like, how you. She said she only way she knew about it is how she saw on a video or something like that. So my thing was how did you not know what was going on, but yet you saw it on a video? I mean, the numerous times he was doing that to you, to her. Right. I don't. You know what? I'm not gonna think about that. I ain't thinking about that. Let me get out of that. Let me get out of that.
And so I'm going to send him a message now.
Oh.
And I'm going to see if he would meet with us. By now, we'd worked out he was in Poland, and we knew roughly where he lived, but he refused to meet. And then, a tip. He let slip that he was planning to attend a party. That's him. I recognize him. So we're inside the restaurant, and I've just seen him dancing with her. And at the start of this investigation, all of these men were faceless. And so seeing him tonight has just really brought home the fact that this is happening in real life. The man who had been messaging me day and night was only a few feet away, oblivious. I'd come to see if he was real, and there he was with his wife, the same people I saw in the videos. We couldn't approach Piotr's wife without potentially putting her in danger, so we reached out to police about our findings. The Telegram group we infiltrated eventually disappeared, but it's a pattern authorities know well. One goes offline, another soon resurfaces. We reached out to both Motherless and Telegram, but did not receive a response. As campaigns by German journalists to shut down Motherless and strengthen moderation on similar platforms continue, videos of women who appeared to be abused while unconscious are still being uploaded, and US safe harbor laws largely protect the site from liability. In the end, it all comes back to Giselle Pellico.
I don't think that's going to last soon, because with that lawsuit that YouTube and Facebook lost last month, I think them safe harbor laws is done. If you ask me.
With astonishing dignity, she has taken hold of her own harrowing experience. In reporting this case, we've spoken to multiple survivors who say they were drugged and raped by their husbands, and many of them see you as a source of strength. With your permission, I'd like to read you some of the messages that these survivors have sent to me to read to you. One survivor, her name is Amanda Stanhope. She lives in Wigan. Her strength inspired me to speak out. She broke the silence and shame, so many survivors are forever grateful to her. I'd love to say thank you. If she can do it, then so can I.
Ça me fait pleurer. Ah, c'est magnifique. C'est des témoignages qui me bouleversent, bien sûr. Mais c'est beau de se dire qu'elles ont trouvé cette force. Et tu sais, j'ai pu leur transmettre cela, c'est gagné. Parce qu'il faut en effet qu'on soit solidaire de tout ce qui se passe. Parce que si on reste dans son coin, on ne fera jamais évoluer les consciences. Et je dis bravo, mesdames, bravo. N'ayez pas honte de l'avoir fait. Il faut que toutes les femmes puissent faire cette démarche, même si c'est très difficile, même si c'est très compliqué dans leur tête. Mais elles vont y arriver. Il faut du temps. Ça peut demander des mois, des jours, peut-être même des années, mais elles finiront par y arriver.
Giselle says men can be allies and still believes society can change. But for those who think they're immune, she has a warning.
Je dirais, messieurs, pensez à votre mère, pensez à votre sœur, pensez à votre fille quand vous faites ça. Est-ce qu'il y a un moment où vous allez vous dire que ce que je suis en train de faire, c'est vraiment un acte criminel? Et de dire, faites bien attention, parce qu'un jour, vous serez peut-être, on va vous surprendre. Peut-être que les compagnes lesquelles vous les soumettez, un jour, vont se réveiller et elles pourront dénoncer.
I guess that's the end of that. So. So, yeah.
So what you say are the implications that's gonna happen behind this?
I believe that the governments, the major governments of the West, are going to shut down some of these sites, or at least put in restrictions. And I'm not just talking about porn sites, right? I'm talking about, since Motherless is a social media site unto itself, I think they're going gonna have restrictions on social media as a whole.
They
That's
might.
that's what I yeah that's what I believe what might happen.
It might not be such a bad thing.
And um I and I'm surprised Motherless is still up. I mean, I thought that website went down 10, 10, 15 years ago. I never thought it still exists.
I don't know nothing about none of these sites. That's some weird shit.
Well, yeah, they go very dark on Motherless. You get people getting their head chopped off and shit like that.
What?
Yeah. It's out there. It's out there. It's out there. Yeah, that website's out there. I remember that website back in '05, and if you go like to like Pornhub or other sites, okay, yeah, that's regular stuff. But then you start going, it's like a rabbit hole, and the rabbit hole it sends you to other sites, and
Mm-hmm.
more, it's more um, dark and yeah, is out. Have you ever watched that movie 8 millimeter with who's in that movie? Nick Cage.
No.
Okay, that movie is similar to what this is about. What this story about? The movie came out back in '99, 2000. It's the same concept. He saw 8 millimeter film, and then he it was people, it was pornographic, and a lot of prostitutes were getting deleted.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to find this one girl who was somebody's daughter, and it went down the same rabbit hole of pornography, and then it goes into that deep dark with people being sacrificed, like an Epstein file type thing. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah. Um, that movie actually won the Academy Award, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The movie's called 8 millimeter with Nick Cage, and yeah, it was like the late '90s, early 2000s when it came out. It came out before 9/11
Yeah.
back then. Pornhub and other for showing, y- yeah, but those sites, right? Uh, you can report those. Uh, they have a little button on the side where you can report, right? And there's some, and they're good at, well, I wouldn't say they're good at but they will take down, investigate stuff like that. But yeah, but you know but anyway, um yeah, but I believe though, they're going to change social media as a whole, not just the whole
They might need to.
so. But yeah, yeah, I wish that live stream was not on private, was not on members only, because the idea of um somebody believe that they're entitled to sex. and the idea though, oh, you're not a man until you get some pussy at the age of 18, and and just picking and prodding at men, at boys, I should say, to
That
go,
was a conversation.
huh, to
That
go
was
at.
a conversation.
Well, that was part of the conversation. Um, with Jay Prince in ism, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
go
sitting there
ahead.
like,
Run the conversation back.
yeah. Well, I wish it was up so I can remember what was exactly was said, because I want to do I want to quote people verbatim, right? I don't want to do no paraphrasing. So yeah, the whole idea, you not a man until you get your botch, right?
So who said that? Ism.
Yeah, it ism, right? And
Mhm.
Jay Prince also said it too, right?
Mhm.
And 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 I'm like, look, like, you're telling young men that um you're not a man until you uh get a woman. You're telling men, you're teaching them to use women, unexpected men, unexpected women as sexual tools, just to be in the presence of other men, you know.
It's insane.
Right. And you know what? And you know what? All of them was on that panel, George. Yeah, Sim God was on that panel too. Yeah, I just happened to be there. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's one of those live streams that nobody's going to see, because it was crazy. Um, yeah, like just like the other one with Freezy and Izzy going at it. Yeah, it was you had to hide that one. It was too damn crazy. You know.
I don't understand why they hide shit.
Uh-huh.
What are you hiding shit for?
So
No, let that shit sit right there where everybody can see it, because this shit is problematic. If you
mhm.
keep hiding problematic shit, how you gonna fix it?
Well, I I I I wouldn't totally I don't I don't agree with you on that. I mean, some things, to protect one's channel, you have to put
You want to protect your channel, you don't need jackasses up there come up there and say that type of shit.
and that was the whole point of me saying, me being there to say, listen, you can't just have any everybody on your panel talking all that bullshit, you know. And and I'm like this, Jay Prince don't have a channel. You do, you know. And that was the point. And that whole, when he told me in graphic detail about him and his cousin, I'm like, I'm telling people, as he's talking, I told people on the panel, you hearing all this, right? Am I the only one hearing how disgusted this is, right? The more the woman said, "I'm your cousin," he said, "I'm pushing in more." I mean,
So
I
was
just
he?
like, so what?
Was she a willing participant or no?
She was willing, but still, like, are we supposed to, uh, is this a flex? I was telling him, bro, you having sex with your cousin, is this really a flex? You know, this ain't no flex. Well, I don't like when, nigga, you had that sex in 2 years or 10, 20 years and all that. trying to judge what I had and what he had, and and then ism coming there with that dumb shit he be on. I'm like, and I'm like this though. Like old niggas just need to stay out of young niggas' business for real. I'm getting tired of that. You know. Man, I'm a pimp. I'm a pimp, man. I'm a player, and blah 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 blah. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You don't hear a man just said though. Him and his cousin got together, and then he said, and then about that young girl on what Sway's channel or Smooth, was it Smooth channel, Sway channel? That whole interview. I'm like, y'all don't see that was somewhat of grooming, like, and this girl like 27, like 25. No, no, I'm sorry, she's 26. Yeah, I'm like, you don't see a problem in this. Anyway, I just but everybody say I'm a bitch ass nigga, but okay. Yeah, but big. I'm just the big bitch ass nigga to some people on here. So, oh well.
I don't know. That's great. I don't be no word that JP is it, because that's ridiculous. Jay Prince is going to be like the first King Midas if he touched your channel. Is it a church to go? Turns into shit.
And that's the thing. They don't even realize that shit. They don't realize. Okay, that is looking funny now, right? It's looking at it funny. It's funny now, but they're not thinking 6 months ahead, right? They're not thinking 6 months, 12 months, and so far ahead that his presence alone is going to bring, uh, you know, negative attention, because like they think though. I'm talking about some of the people like John Galton. They think, well, he's going to be on some of the reality TV show, and they think though that's something to be the flex on. No, it's not. So,
I mean, they might think it's a flex. That ain't gonna do nothing but help them push they anti-black content.
you know, and you know
Oh,
what, and you know what though, I told him that too. I told him that too. Like, bruh, you don't see, and me and him just having a discussion. Me and him was not having no yelled out screaming matches though. But um, I'm talking to him as I'm talking to you, Queen, just calmly, right? And I'm just sitting there like you don't see other people using you, and you know, and he doesn't even understand. It's like he doesn't even understand it or don't even care. Well, it doesn't
he
matter. I
don't
mean, I don't.
care.
Yeah, he don't
He
care.
don't care. Now I don't go where JP be at, but I've heard him talk enough to know that he got good sense. He know what the hell's going on.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you good? Yeah,
Yeah.
he got good sense. He knows that he is being used, but he finds the reward for being used worth the nonsense. Cause JP know better than the shit that he's doing. But because it gets him attention, he think it's worth it. And I don't say shame on him. I say shame on the people that keep platforming his ass. Cause what are y'all doing? If you want to sit up here and say that the behavior and what he's doing is degenerate and don't represent us, then why y'all keep platforming him?
Right. Right.
Why you keep giving him attention? Because you know that's why he's doing it. If it wasn't getting him attention, he wouldn't do it.
Hmm. Yeah. And let me also say this too, though. on a societal level, I think this story is going to further the divide um, between men and women. I think men are going to have to accept that um, a lot of us are not going to get what we want, like marriage and family. Um, we're going to have to accept that and just try to move on. I mean, you're not going to get what our grandparents try to answer. Why ain't make us some grandbabies and all that shit? That's not happening. I think that uh, men are going to find realize that um, because of these stories and everything. Um, I think men who has nothing to do with this are going to walk away from the idea of marriage, family, and all that. Um, that's what I also see. That's why I said young men will be targeted. Um, they're not gonna you know so yeah so now the message is, well, men, married men are not to be trusted either. So like with that narrative coming out, I see men not engaging with women as well, because you hear women saying, I don't want no kids, I don't want no I don't want no marriage and all that. Well, you're gonna have men saying the same thing too. um that's what I see out of this as well. What is coming. Oh, in fact, he's up there acting like Anton. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, anyway, I don't know what else to add to this. No, babies are not being made. When the birth when the population is dropping. So no. And here's what people need to understand. Okay, if the birth rate is dropping, who is going to bury you? Have all that's something that needs to be talked about. Okay, well, who is going to bury you when you pass on? What are they gonna do? Put they can't just cremate all of us. Some of us, cremation is against certain people's religion. So how are you gonna get you know put away? I think about things like that. I really do. I think about things like that. Like, if you decrease the population, who is gonna um who's gonna bury you, and where your assets gonna go? So you know, I guess Queen at work. So um, I need to go back to sleep, man. I was a good 4 hour nap um, after doing the edit. I finally got myself new computer, um, or new laptop, I should say. Um, found out on clearance, so I'm gonna use that computer as to do my edits, and keep this one just to do my live stream on my live stream. So yeah. Um, What do y'all think about the interview that I put up last night? What's going on, Pierre? What I guess Queen's busy right now. What do y'all think about the interview I did yesterday? You know, what's going on, Pierre? I see you in chat room. Okay. Uh, dang you, George. Yeah, I'm waiting for the second one to come. Uh, I'm just up, waiting for this person's email. Let me check my email real quick and see if I got the second. Oh, wait a minute. Earthquake in Japan. Uh, tsunami warning. Okay. Let's see. Hope y'all up okay up there in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, you didn't get the chance to watch all of it. Okay. Pierce said it was a great interview. I liked her approach. Okay. I want to know what's the best time to premiere video because um yeah, I just want to know what's the best time to premiere video because should do it at night, should do it afternoon, um for next time, you know. So so anyway, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. But I'm gonna try to find the clerk that she was referring to. Yeah, he won a seat as a county clerk, and then they passed a law to only get rid of his position soon as he won that position. Um, that that wasn't that wasn't bitch made shit right there. Man won the position, then they turn around and delete his position. And she's right. She's right. I need to contact him though. I need to email him and see if I can do an interview with him as well. Um, then I got nobody else to interview at this point. I'm still waiting. I'm still trying to wait. Contact the lady who got drugged out that um in Idaho. I'm still waiting for that one. I'm still trying to see if I can can successfully contact her and everything. Man, I've been checking it every 2 months, see if she will be available. Uh, but I ain't make no headway on that one. Um, let me see. Let me see. Who else I want to interview? I would like to get Jasmine Crockett over here, but that's few, child. Because how many times I did that? Um, Oh. Um. I'm trying to see who else. Who I could. Um. I could get the young brothers out of Tennessee. Um. I already emailed one of them. And ain't received anything back from them. So anyway, I'm still working on that. So anyway,
Okay, I'm back.
okay.
Sorry, sorry about that.
Well, I'm just rambling and everything.
About what?
Uh, 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 People who I would like to interview um and such. So and when is the best time to release a video? Um,
Hmm. Oh my goodness.
what?
Oh, your interview, it was good yesterday.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Queen.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I
Mm-hmm.
think she'll be good if she get the seat.
Mm-hmm.
You should interview some of the people she running against.
All right.
See
All
what they
right.
talking about. Oh yeah, and then do a video about how these maps affect elections because I don't understand it. I'm like, it's the same people. So how they change anything?
You talking about one map from the other?
Well, like they say they gerrymandering the maps, and I'm like, what do that even
Okay,
mean? Okay.
okay, like okay. Well, let me put it in a short version right now, since I don't have no charts or graphics, right? Uh oh, hold on. The lady had me thirsty yesterday, full O'Shea. Man, it's quit. Stop it, O'Shea. B Dub. Yeah. I know the thumbnail was a thirst trap, but well, that was the first picture I found of her was during that when she was in Houston. So that's the first thing I said. Let me use this and you know. But anyway, where was I at? Yeah, the maps, right? Uh, the maps they just don't draw a line, right? They just take like they use well in some maps they use landmarks, right? Or they use blocks, city blocks, and then they try to go around that city block or curve around because like you remember she said it was a black school. She I forgot what it was. She used the black university, and they try to uh went around those universities. Southern University, they went around that because yes, it's because college students vote, right? Oh yeah, wait a minute. Let me tell you how okay it happened in Texas the same way, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I would not reveal what university I went to, right? But uh back then it was against the law for no, they was trying to pass a law in 2002 where if you're a college student, you have to vote from where the county where you came from, right? Let's say I'm in Hayes County, right? Like Hayes County is Texas Tech. No, I'm sorry, Texas State is is Hayes County, right? And I live let's say Harris, right? Well, I have to go all the way back to Houston. I have to drive 2 hours to Houston to vote, rather than staying where I'm at and vote in Hayes County in San Marcos and vote. Because when I'm in San Marcos or Hayes County, I'm pretty much what, a resident of that county. So the legislature back then was trying to force people. Well, you go back to where you came from to vote, because but at the same time, if you're over the age of 18, guess what? You're living in a dorm or an apartment. You have a job. Most likely, you might have a job where you go to school at. So therefore, though, even your taxes, you know, you might have to be, you might do your taxes over there, where you go to school at. But yeah, it's something similar to that. What they're trying to do, yeah, they're trying to go around the universities. They're trying to cut lines and cut corners and cut certain streets away. It's kind of like Queen. It's kind of like redlining. Think of it as redlining,
Okay.
as a um it's the same concept as redlining, but
Hmm.
it's only for votes, okay, or ballot access and all that. As redlining is for business and in monetary policy and
Hmm.
taxation. It's the same way what she was referring to when it comes to gerrymandering. So think of it as redlining.
Hmm. That's
So
interesting.
yeah. Kind of like what they did to Jasmine Crockett. They went after her house, the house that she was staying in Austin. Used that as, oh, like we gonna cut her house away from where she normally is a, from the way, you know from where she represents. You cut her ass out of her own district. So that's basically what they did. So
Oh, okay. So they they give themselves more chances to win a district.
right, right. Um, like
Okay.
okay, like gerrymandering. Okay, another example of gerrymandering is you cut out the businesses. You separate the business. Okay, okay. I tell you like this. Okay, like a lot of people work at factories and manufacture places of manufacturing, right? So
Hmm.
they would cut that from the residents, right? The factory where you work at does not is not in the same congressional district where you live at. That cut that away from you. So that the labor, you know how people got labor laws and environmental policies. Well,
Hmm.
like that factory owner, whoever employing you, he's not going to be he or she is not going to be responsible, because she can do he or she can do any goddamn thing. All right, she's
Hmm.
not answerable to Congresswoman so and so if something happens at that plant. But everybody who's surrounding that plant works for that person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now you don't understand. Do you understand where going at?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna try to do a video on that. Explain. I'm gonna try to look up a classic example of a gerrymandered district. I'm gonna use that, and you'll see for yourself
Katie's
what.
in the bathroom. You gotta go upstairs.
No, she Queen is at work, y'all. She's at work. So yeah. Um yeah, I'm getting yeah, so I'm getting tired, y'all. So I don't know if it's gonna rain today because I want to mow the yard. So
All right, I'm back.
okay.
Okay, 7:48. Oh, yeah. The places where they may potentially work at could have different policies than what would be put in place for their district because
Right.
it falls under somebody else.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Now gerrymandering does not always have to be about congressional seats. It's also be city council seats, right? Let's say city council. Let's say you work at District A, right?
Hmm.
And this District A is a low income area, a working class area, and the factory, everybody works at a factory, right, at this one factory, but the guy who runs the factory has environmental policies that goes against your health care and so forth, right? So when they redistrict the city on city level, well, like they cut him out of District A, put him in District C or B, so that he won't be answerable to city council member A. It's stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's the best way I can explain it without showing any the maps and all of that. Because yeah, and then they do that, and then they do sinister stuff. I'm not just like the colleges that do the churches, like a black church, right?
Uh huh.
If they see a black church somewhere, they'll cut all the way around that because black people going, the black church is where most black people will meet on a weekly basis, right? So
Yeah.
so you cutting out their power away, the black vote power by cutting away that church or the HCBU out of it, out of the district. You're cutting their influence. So yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Like they actually they do crazy shit with the lines. So so that's what she was referring to. But it's best for me it's best for me on my end to show
Hmm.
you how because I'm gonna try to find a map, right, that it will actually show you how it works, how how how
Yeah.
how how they do it, and you'll sit there and say, "Oh, damn, yeah."
'Cause
And
I'm like, okay, I don't get it. Like, it's the same number of people. So what's the deal?
yeah, it's the same number of people, but what people? Which people? Yeah. You might sit there and say, "Well, we got 100 people here. It doesn't matter. I got 100 people." No, but what 100 people? What's the makeup of those 100 people? Oh, like we still have X amount of people or X amount of whites. Okay, but what white people are you having? What black people are you having? what Hispanic, anybody can sit there and say, yeah, I have a major, I have black people still in my district, but what black people? Are you talking about the working class? Are you talking about, those who are in the affluent community? You know, and those who are in the affluent community are not going to have the same value set as those who are in the working class.
Right.
Yeah, so
So it's just another way to disenfranchise people.
right, right.
Got it. That helps me understand it a lot more. What's going
Uh,
on?
but there is a video, um, how it talks about how Louisiana is very, how like you have the richest zip code next to the poorest zip code in America. You know what, I gotta find that video. It's about the zip codes sitting right by each other, and the poor. Usually, if you have the rich people next to poor people, usually it rubs off. Talking about the resources will rub off, and the poor people would get some wealth off of it, because their proximity to the wealthy class. Well, that's not the case. I got to find that video, because if you see that video, it's called Louisiana's Rich District, Poor District. Those districts are so poor that they orbit around a rich area, but the people still being poor. Because usually rich people will get their, let's say, they buy their factories, they create their, you know their uh, um their resources, creating infrastructure, but the infrastructure is not benefiting those who is uh close to, so yeah, I gotta find that video though, so you understood. So
Yeah, that'll be cool.
yeah,
Like you put it out there, I'm gonna look at it because I really wanted to understand.
right. So
That's a good.
anyway, Queen, I'm gonna get on off. So yeah, uh, I'm gonna take me another nap, and
Yeah, now.
yeah. Only.
But you know, these so-called Republican motherfuckers get on my nerves talking about both parties gerrymander. Prove it.
So yeah, I know. D can love to sit there and do that. But anyway, let me get off of here. Um, so I appreciate you being here, Queen. So let me get off of here. So
Yeah, anytime. Thanks for having me up.
all right then. You have a good one.
You too.
All right then. I'm out, y'all. Peace.